live here from the DP Hugh House with Justin Anderson.
Hey guys, it's Justin here inside the DP Hugh House. Welcome to the new space. We're so excited to have Olaplex here today. And we are doing a little tutorial on my beautiful model here, Samantha. Samantha is actually a hairdresser from Oklahoma. We found her doing a giveaway saying, does anyone want to come to LA and get their hair done? And here's Samantha. She's getting her. How did it happen? She's so shy, so I'm gonna put her on the spot a little bit.
How did I win?
Yeah.
I just saw it on Ashley and Justin's page, and so I never really win anything, but I was like, I'll try, and then here I am.
We did like a giveaway with Ashley from The Bachelor. She's a good friend of mine. She was in the house getting her hair done, and we did like a giveaway. Like we were inviting a special person in to get their hair done, and Samantha here. You probably wrote something funny. That's how we found
yes. I wrote a funny comment about Britney Spears.
Yes, I love Britney Spears so much. So if you write a comment about Britney Spears, that usually will get my attention. That's totally what it was. I love it. Are you a Britney fan?
Yes. And in sync. Ashley's in sync. So
Oh.
I did both.
Oh my God, you like knew how to do it, girl. That's why you're here.
Yes.
So we're inside the house today. We're doing. Oh, and Ashley's here right now. Say hi to Ashley.
Hey.
We were just talking about you. We're talking about how we got Samantha here. This is Samantha who won the giveaway.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
And we're doing your hair today, yeah?
Yeah, it's just so red again. It's only been 6 weeks. I don't know if you
Is it more like the ends?
No.
Really?
It's the root.
Ew. Yeah, then we have to do it. Have you been in the sun?
Yeah, a lot of sun. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's summer.
You should have seen how tan I was 2 weeks ago. People
Oh.
were like, wow, what a spray tan. And I'm like, no, it's just really this dark.
I love it. All right, cool.
Overboard with spray tan.
Well, then we'll get you glossed and looking all pretty, and then we'll bother you. So what we're doing today on Samantha. Samantha has grown out her hair for how long?
Maybe 5 months.
5 months.
Wow.
Maybe 5 months. That accent's so freaking cute. So she's been growing out her hair for about 5 months. She has hair similar to mine. Like we have a lot of hair. It's naturally really light, but it's on the finer side. So she gave her hair like a good break, and so all the roots feel really, really healthy. But Samantha let me know that her hair lifts really easily. So when hair lifts really easily, I like to use my Redken up to 7 lightener with Olaplex, and the Olaplex kind of slows it down a little bit because I know that she doesn't need a high lift or like a high volume. Her hair lifts really, really easily, so we probably won't even have to put her under the dryer. And since I'm going through and kind of doing her whole head, I'm definitely going to stay with all the 10 volume Olaplex all through the back. And then as I work my way up towards the front, once I get closer to the front, I'll switch over to like a 20 volume with Olaplex, just so that can kind of catch up with the back. But I definitely am a firm believer in pulling your foils as soon as they're ready. So when you open up the foils and they are lifted to the right color, pull them right away. A trick that we do here in the salon is when the foil is ready and we're not quite ready to wash yet, we'll pull all the foils that are ready and we'll coat them in the Olaplex number 2. So we just really saturate it in the Olaplex number 2, and that kind of just stops the lifting from happening while we finish up the front. And then once we finish up the front, we can go to the bowl and immediately rinse out what we've already pulled. I forgot to introduce you guys to Desi. Desi's also very nervous to be on camera, but let's just get it out of the way, Desi. Do a little song and dance quick, shake it up. You just have to go for it, right, girl? So we're going in and I'm just kind of doing like a fine weave, and I'm just breaking up where she has all of this good depth. I'm not a big believer myself in doing a lot of full heads of highlights. I don't like when there's lots of blonde coming out of the back of the head, just because I don't think that the sun naturally hits that area. So I don't like when people separate their hair and they see all those blonde highlights underneath. But this area here, I'm kind of pulling all this up for her good ponytail stuff. When she pulls it up, she'll get some nice lightness to kind of frame everything. But then through the interior, I'm going to keep it pretty natural so we get all that good depth happening. And like I said, this is 10 volume in the back. As soon as it's ready, we'll start to pull it. At the very root, at the end, once I wash everything off, we are going to probably tap the root with like a level 8 something by Shades EQ, probably like an 8NA, because I'm obsessed with 8NA right now. It's so good because it kind of like chills out any sort of brass in the hair. But I want to keep it in here like that there's a lot of depth in there, because when the hair lays down like that, when the hair separates and there's that nice darkness in there, that kind of acts as like a really good low light, and it's a really good backdrop for these bright pieces that I'm going to create through the top. But when you see, like, if you see a light piece lay on top of that color, it really pops out, and that's where you get all that dimension. So if I went in there and did like a full head of a ton of highlights all the way up to the root in here, every time you section, you would just see more and more blonde highlights, and that's when people lose that really beautiful contrast that we all love. So I like to keep all of that depth in there. Clients sometimes will complain about it. You guys all know that. They come in and they're like, oh, I have like certain spots in the back. Can you take care of those? But I think it's really up to us as the hairdresser to explain to them our purpose for that. We're keeping that depth in there in order to make the blonde highlights stand out and look more special. They pop so much more when they're laying against a natural color rather than just like a full head of tons of highlights. You just lose all that good depth. Nothing really looks special at that point. So I like to keep a lot of depth in there. Her ends are really, really light, right? I'm a big tipper outer, whatever you want to call it. I like to go in and make lots of blonde tips, but those are so blonde. It's so good. So I'm not going to pull anything through any of that. When I'm highlighted, I'm making sure to kick all of that out and leave it out of the foil because it doesn't need it. But at the bowl, we'll probably go through with the Malibu Blonde, the Malibu packets, and we'll just kind of rub that on the ends to pull off anything off of the ends, and then we'll probably just tone everything with the DP Hue Cool Blonde shampoo. I don't really tone my blondes. I like to get them really, really light at the ends and then keep them light. So I don't like to put like a toner on. A lot of people do like those 9Vs and stuff, but no matter what, like 9V is kind of darker than the real blonde that I want, so I don't like to put tones all over things. I like to lift to where I want it to be and then just have the client maintain it at home with something like the Cool Blonde DP Hue shampoo and conditioner, or a product like Malibu is really, really great at home to kind of pull things off when it's not looking as bright. We have to remember to tell our clients, I'm talking a lot, what is going on? I drank a lot of coffee. But we have to remember to tell our clients that when you leave the salon, your hair color is the blondest, right? And then they go home, they put a lot of products on it, they shampoo it every day. The water that we use has like minerals and stuff in it that kind of dulls the blonde hair out. So it's not like our beautiful work is gone, it's still there. It's just there's a lot of stuff in the environment, even in the air, that kind of adds on to blonde hair and makes it look a bit more dull. So we as hairdressers need to teach our clients how to take care of that color at home to keep it looking really good. Because when their color looks good at home in between salon visits, then we benefit because we get a lot more referrals. People keep saying for weeks after an appointment that your color looks amazing. Who does it? Justin Andersson does it. And then I get a client and it's all good. You want to give me some questions if you want? There's a lot to take it up. You guys want your notepads out.
Yes, we do have some comments here. So John Nelson here says, I watch your tutorials all the time on Instagram, Justin. I get so many client ideas. Thank you.
Oh, I love that, John. I love doing the tutorials. I kind of took a little bit of a break when we were transitioning into this new DP Hue house. But now that we're in here and we figured out the Wi-Fi situation, we've been doing more. And I love doing it, so I'm glad that you like it. I appreciate that, John Nelson.
Kristen says, loving your pattern, Justin.
Thank you, Kristen.
And they want to know, what do you think of the number 4 and the number 5?
The shampoo and conditioner?
Yes.
I am honestly, okay, so I'm not a big shampoo guy, right? Like I think that people shampoo their hair way too much. That's why I like people to use my ACV rinse as much as they can to give their hair a break from shampoo. But I'm not just saying this because Olaplex is in the house, but I really, really love the shampoo and conditioner. It makes hair feel so amazing. I think one of the tricks that people need to know is you really don't need a lot. The shampoo, you just use like a dot of it because it lathers up a lot.
Yeah,
am I right or am I right? It lathers up a lot, but it makes the hair feel so amazing. I have tried it out on a lot of clients who immediately notice such a difference in their hair. I just recently went and did Jennifer Aniston's hair on set, and I used it for the first time on her in a hotel bathroom, and we were blown away at how soft her hair felt. And she knows her shampoo, so there's that. But I am a huge, huge fan of it.
Love that. Teresa says, hi Justin, I am so excited about the jumbo ACV rinse.
Yeah, girl, that's my girl Teresa Bader, I bet. Teresa's
Yes.
from Canada, and I love her. She is so positive and so sweet, and I notice all of your comments. I pretty much do everything for you, Teresa. That's why I'm here doing tutorials. It's just for you. I always imagine you're the only one watching, so I'm talking right to you.
And you too, John Nelson.
Yeah, you too, John Nelson. I love it.
Will you tell us a little bit of what your schedule is like on a weekly basis, like with clients? Like, how do you fit in are you doing things now here at the space, doing tutorials, travel?
Yeah, so to be really, really honest, I am focusing a lot on my brand, DP All of my products take care of hair color in between salon visits because I'm a colorist, and I just really believe that if we teach our clients how to take care of their color in between salon visits, they will stay a client longer, we'll get more referrals. I feel like we really know a lot of the tricks to keeping color looking really beautiful, but we don't give people enough stuff to use at home to kind of keep their color looking fresh. So I focus on my DP brand a lot, but my passion is doing hair. Like when I'm doing hair color, I'm like in my zone. I'm so happy. I feel like my mind is only thinking about hair, because when I'm not doing hair, I have the most manic mind ever. If anyone could listen to my thoughts, it's insane. So when I'm doing hair, I'm just at my most peaceful. So I'm here inside the DP house all week long. I'm not in a salon anymore. I'm only here with my DP team. We're working on content, tutorials. Our stuff is sold at Sephora and Ulta Beauty and on our website. Hairdressers get all of our products for 50% off on the wholesale section of our website, dpq.com. So we work on all of the content for that. But I still take some of my favorite clients here. And then I completely stopped doing house calls. House calls were like a big part of my business. Celebrities, as you know, want privacy, so I was going to a lot of people's houses like at night and doing their color, and I was just doing too much between clients, house calls, all the DPQ stuff, being in the salon. So now I'm only here. I tell all my celebrity clients that they have to come here because I just can't go to everyone's house anymore. But this space here is really cool because it's completely private, so I can just kind of keep it to just the one celebrity that I'm working on at the time. And so I am here a lot of the time. Did I say it all right, Desmond?
Yeah. We'll have to give you guys a little mini tour later.
Yeah, the house is so cool. It's the coolest space ever. We have
bit.
little different rooms that are private. That's Tony. And we have different areas where we can do hair and stuff.
Amazing. Sonia says, education is key. It is 50% of success with clients. Love your work, Justin, from Ottawa, Canada.
That is so true. Education is key, and I'm so bummed that when I was back, like, learning how to do color, well, I still learn. We all learn every day. But I'm just so bummed that when I was, like, a young little hairdressing assistant, I'm bummed that I didn't have all this education that everyone has now. So I get a kick out of it. I'm not secretive about anything. I love to share the stuff that I've learned over the years. I think it's so fun. I think there's plenty of clients to go around to everyone. Sometimes other hairdressers in town will just be like, why do you give away all that education for free? Like, what's up with that? And I don't know. I just feel like it'll always come back to me somehow. And I really enjoy it. I think that when I open up to you guys and share, people are more generous with me. People send me little tips that they use, and I love it. I love the whole like community of hairdressing now. It's so fun. And probably because I'm not in a salon, I still need to like connect somehow with hairdressers. So I like connect with you guys through a screen. It's fun.
We have Ashley here asking, will you be developing some beard products now that you're rocking a beard?
Oh, beard products. You know, it's funny, this company Baxter Finley just sent me some beard oil the other day, and I have to be honest, like, I don't know a lot about beard products, but the oil that they sent me was amazing. But no, that's not what I want to get into. I don't want to be the beard guy. We'll save that for Maddie Conrad, right?
Okay, we have Sarah wants to know, are these horizontal sections or on a slight diagonal in the back?
These ones right here are kind of horizontal, so they're going straight across. And this is just in case she pulls her hair up. I want to have that nice connection there. But then as I get over here in this little sweet spot, I go on a diagonal, but everything is kind of framing her hairline, right? So when this pulls back, I want to get that nice little pop of color there. And then remember, I'm going to keep all that good depth in there. So I want this highlight to lay against that depth so it stands out even more and you get all that good contrast in there. A lot of times I section my sections in half. We clip that one away and I highlight both of those sections just to make sure that I get like a really good little pop of color. And I really believe that the smaller little sections we take when using something as gentle as the 10 volume with Olaplex, the smaller the section, the better and easier it is for the product to kind of saturate. So I like to take little fine sections and then build volume by putting them back to back.
Kristen says, I get so many requests for Jennifer Aniston's color. I love that you don't tone a ton. Does her hair have a tone, or is it just as is, light and perfection with your
It's light and perfection, and to be honest, yeah, it's one of those things that's like, again, I use very, very gentle products on her, and we pull them at just the right time. I like to pull things when they still kind of have that natural kind of warm goldenness to it. And then I don't tone the ends at all. I like the ends to stay nice and bright. Like I said, I'm a big believer in like putting a tone on things. It might look good the day you leave the salon and it looks really, really pretty with like a really good blowout and everything, and it looks good on a filtered Instagram photo. But I want people's color to look beautiful when they're at home. And I just think that like those toners, they fade, they dull things out. So I don't put toners through the ends of my blondes. I like to keep them very, very natural and raw. Raw is the worst word to use, but the best word to use because it explains it, but raw is just a weird word.
We have Mary here saying, I love your work, Justin. I wish I could shadow you for a day. Could you explain what products you're creating?
Yes, I could explain that. And thank you for saying that. That's very, very sweet. At the old space that I was at, I would invite shadows into the space all the time to come in, and they just hang out and they just watch. We took a little break while we were transitioning to here, but we're about to start that program back up. So if you go on Instagram to DP Hughes Instagram, so it's at DPHUE, we will get Emily here to take care of you. And Emily will invite you into the house to just shadow. I don't charge people. So that I don't feel like I owe you anything or you don't owe me anything, but I just like people to come in and they can kind of hang out, watch how things happen, get up close and personal. That's fun for me. So just reach out to DP Hugh, DM them, and that is how we get people into the shadows. Oh, and you were asking about the products. So I create all of my products, take care of hair color in between salon visits. So I have stuff like the Cool Blonde shampoo and conditioner. I have a Cool Brunette shampoo and conditioner, which tones out any red or brass in the hair. We have the ACV, which I think is a game changer. It's an apple cider vinegar rinse. I believe that as a colorist, people who shampoo every day are stripping out good colors out of their hair. So I wanted to give people an alternative to shampoo and conditioner, which is the rinse that cleans your hair without stripping the good stuff out. Also, when people have highlights, we're pulling like the natural oils out of their hair already. So then if we, on top of it, shampoo them every day, we're pulling even more of the natural oils out. So I think that if we just do the rinse as much as possible and then save our shampoos for maybe once a week or whatever, like more like a special treatment, the better. So we have the ACV, we have the ACV leave-in spray, we have an ACV scrub, I have at-home root touch-ups, which I know a lot of hair colorists could be like, what the hell are you talking about, root touch-ups at home? But Em, will you hand me that? But what the root touch-up kits are, I have so many clients who I'll do their base color, cover their gray, and then about 2 weeks later, their grays start to pop in. And if a woman is going to a party about 2 weeks out of the salon and her grays start to pop in, I know she's not quite ready to come back to the salon yet to pay for her color, but she might want to take care of her roots for just that weekend. So this product takes care of like just around the hairline, right down the root. It's permanent color with 10 volumes, so it's really just kind of staining away the gray as we know. But I just like giving women an option to do that so that they don't go to the store and buy those like crazy permanent colors that we all know like ruin hair. Like people will be like, oh, I did my own hair at home out of a box. can you fix it now? And it's a nightmare for hairdressers. So for the women who are taking care of the little bit of roots at home in between coming to see us, I want to give them a really good option. And people who have been using that, they die for it. It's like those women who really could actually cover their roots every 2 weeks. It's too much to be in the salon. So I want to give them an option. So all of my products are to take care of color. I have at-home color glosses. They're deep treatment conditioners that have pigment in them. And so I think it's great. Hairdressers, go check out the website. You can see what it is. Like I said, hairdressers, I give you 50% off if you want to sell at your space or just buy for yourself. It's on the wholesale section of dpq.com, but I don't want to turn this into a commercial, so that's that. Go check out the products, and then let's get back to the hair.
Yes, you guys, so we are going to wrap up soon. So if you have any last questions for this service for Justin, please ask them now, and we'll go ahead and relay them. So 5 more minutes.
And we're gonna post all of the before and afters on Olaplex's Instagram, right?
Yes.
And then on my Instagram, I'm Justin Andersson Color. Like I was saying earlier, I do a lot of tutorials every day, stuff in my stories. I go live a few times a week and just do tutorials. So you can find all my stuff there, but we'll post all the befores and afters of Samantha's hair on those, Olaplex and Justin Andersson Color.
Yes, we have Ashley here asking, how much Olaplex do you put into a bowl of bleach?
Into a bowl of bleach, what do we do right now, Des? Sometimes I go overboard because I like to use more. But what do we do?
It's 1/8, but we actually do less than that if we don't want it, or more. Like we'll do 1/8 if we want it to slow down, like cost us a lot, or we'll do less than 1/8. So I believe it's the first line on the #1 Olaplex.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes we will do less if we're afraid of it changing the lifting, right? It does.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'll do more if somebody's hair is really damaged and we want it to lift on the slow side. We'll add a little bit more. I find that Olaplex is so safe and easy to work with, just as long as you're using it.
Sonia wants to know, do you ship to Canada?
What is the rule with shipping to Canada now, DPU team? Anyone?
We don't ship international yet.
We're working on it. We don't ship internationally yet. But we are at Ulta Beauty, all Ulta Beauty stores. There's like 1,200 stores in the US, so drive over the border and buy some. Or we're on Sephora.com. Sephora still won't ship there.
It's just, on packaging, you need to have different packaging for different countries.
Oh. I love Canada though. I just went to Canada for the first time 2 weeks ago. I went to Montreal, and it is such a beautiful country, right? That's a country, obviously. I'm not very smart. It's a beautiful place, and the people in Canada are so freaking nice. Like, what the heck? I've been living in LA for too long. But I really liked it there. Go Canada.
So we have one last question here. Kristen wants to know, do you follow your pattern? Are you following from your pattern from the last time when you were in the back? If so, why? And if not, what did you do different?
So everything I do, I go off of like where the hair is gonna fall. So in these areas, again, when the hair pulls back, I wanna get those nice highlights coming off of her face. So I go in this angle, and as I work up over here, I'll go over there. And then once I get to about here, I'm gonna switch over here and go up that way because that all lays down. So I just follow the pattern of where the hair lays, and if people pull it back, I really do always ask people where they part their hair the most, and I place my highlights strategic to that. If somebody parts, for the most part, on one side of their head, I will do the brightest pieces right in that part, kind of like the sun would naturally lighten those areas. And then again, I leave a lot of the depth darker. So sometimes I really like that if some clients, if they part their hair, say, always on this side of the hair, I'll only do the highlights there, and I kind of leave spots over here that aren't highlighted. And again, if they section, like, oh, why didn't you do that part? I just explained to them that if they're always parting on one area, like, I want to keep that good depth in there. So I'm just all about it being custom highlights for each person. I don't follow one pattern every time. I always change it up to like the way that they wear their hair. Also, like, curly hair just lays a lot differently. Curly hair, since when it curls up, I like there to be a lot of like ribbons of like bright color going throughout, so I do a much chunkier highlight, knowing that the hair is going to kind of piece together and you want to see all that contrast. So if somebody had like thick, coarse, kind of curly hair, I wouldn't do like a bunch of baby highlights because it just gets kind of lost and it looks like one kind of bland color, if that makes sense.
Thank you so much for answering our questions, Justin.
I love Olaplex. I love Olaplex. Good God, I love Olaplex. I love you, Dean. I hope you're watching. Dean created Olaplex, and Dean doesn't get enough credit, does he? Because Dean is a badass, and he's the sweetest person on earth. That's pretty much why I started using Olaplex. I was very much like, there's no way this is going to work years ago. And then I met Dean, he's the coolest guy, so I gave it a shot. And now I really am, honest to God, an Olaplex addict. I use it in everything. I believe in it so much. It's also the original of its kind, so I like to stick with the originals and just support it. So support Dean and Olaplex.
Yay! We're gonna show you guys a little mini tour on our Instagram
Oh yeah,
story.
go watch them. Oh, on the Insta story.
Yeah, we'll show you guys on our Instagram story, so go ahead and head over there and follow Justin at Justin Andersson Color, DP Hue. They're both tagged above here at the caption to this video, and we will see you guys later.
Bye guys.